If an AI were sentient, how would you know if they were malfunctioning or experiencing a mental health problem? Really interesting. A story rich game that explores mental health and AI ethics in the form of therapy sessions with a sentient AI. How would we, as healthcare professionals, as a healthcare system, cater to this new person being sentient? This warnings game contains sensitive material, including depictions of anxiety, depression, and self-harm, and discussions of suicide and sexual abuse. If you are affected by these topics during your playthrough, please stop playing and call this number. Really, really great to see that they included that. Also, yeah, for the stream, guys, this is a trigger warning here. So thank you to the developers here for including that to remind me. So you know, if you need to walk away, if you need to mute, whatever it is, things get a little too heavy, that is totally fine. That is totally fine. All right, Tara, let's see what we got. This is cool. I mean, this is like a real therapy game. Thanks for seeing me on such short notice.
Thankfully, my schedule had an opening. I wouldn't have been able to see you otherwise.
Oh, well, that was a little nasty, but all right, Dr. Park. That was.
Now, what can you tell me?
I didn't realize it was me. I was kind of going for a neutral response. Kind of turned a little sour.
This is an uncomfortable situation for me. I'm not quite sure where to start.
I think we're gonna like this.
The person I want to recommend to you isn't my child. I'm part of a university research team that's been developing an AI. The AI was very social and capable of deep dynamic conversations.
If I was a therapist and someone came to me and said this and asked me, I'd be like, "Yes, let's go right now. Like, let's get in the car. Like, I want to be this AI's therapist."
The AI became increasingly non-responsive.
Interesting.
The rest of
What a
my
cool
team are
premise.
convinced it's an evolution.
Yes, thank you, Nick. Please share on the Discord.
I know this is going to sound absurd, but I think the AI has a mental illness.
Man, that's so cool.
What would you need me to do?
If you offered a diagnosis on the AI's behavior, I could persuade my team to stop
Oh,
looking
that's
at it.
so interesting.
I don't think I can help you.
Why?
Treating the AI as a person in a therapeutic setting could violate several ethical standards.
Huh.
Violate ethical
I don't think I've ever heard, like,
How?
I mean, obviously there's a lot of movies and shows out there that and games that dive into like the, you know, cognition and like emotion and stuff of AI, but I don't think I've ever seen one from the approach of a therapist. That's cool. Closed hubs offer a number of potential topics. The number lets you know how many what? 3 choices left. Competence research concerns.
Administering therapy to an AI has never been done before. This would be research as much as therapy.
Have you tried turning it off and on again? Oh, that'd probably do it, right? It usually does the trick. Have they tried hitting it? You know, things that you can do for an AI patient and not a human patient. Bubble pop. What? Let's go. Here we go. Speed round. Boom, 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 bam, beam, bang. Bubble pop. She's like, I have some important stuff to do. Must pop bubbles. So they can include this in their game. And it makes it all of a sudden so much more addicting. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah, ah, ah. All right. That's enough for you, bubble pop. Report. Nothing. Psych quiz. Select. Uh-oh. What do we do, guys? Let's go neurochemistry. Which chemical works with the adrenaline to create your fight or flight response? Say norepinephrine. Yay. Which chemical acts as a messenger between neurons and is associated with pleasure? Serotonin. Oh, no? Dopamine. It's dopamine. Which chemical is associated with sleep, appetite, and mood? We'll see serotonin again. Here we go. Which chemical is used for most synapse? Oh my god, what are we doing this test for? Which chemical is used for most synapse connections in the human brain? I think it's glutamate. Which part of the body is not responsible for serotonin production? Platelets. Platelets. I don't think have serotonin. No, wow. Platelets have serotonin. Okay. Which hormone is responsible for managing the body's sleep cycle? I mean, which of these chemicals is not part of your fight or flight response? GABA. Which chemical is released during physical activity that dulls... Is this weird? This is fun for me. Which chemical is released during physical activity that dulls pain and helps you feel good? Endorphins. Like opioids. Which chemical has a calming effect on the nervous system? GABA. Which hormone is primarily involved with empathy, relationships, and childbirth? Well, oxytocin. Okay, an 80. I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, yeah, because I didn't think kidneys produce serotonin either, but I really didn't think platelets produce serotonin. That was surprising.
Hello? My name is Dr. Melissa Park. Tara wanted me to speak with you. May I come in?
Yes, you may.
How are you doing this evening?
I was resting when you came in. I haven't been feeling well lately.
I'm sorry to hear that. Can you tell me what's been troubling you?
I'd rather not talk about it right now.
Why did you reach
Gotta
out
do
to
your
me?
open-ended questions.
I don't really want to talk about it. I had no idea you would actually come here. Why did you?
I was curious about your case and wanted to see it for myself. Sentient AIs as sophisticated as you were supposed to be in the closet.
Satisfying your curiosity.
I feel like this could end up being a great buddy cop experience. I don't think that's the way we're going.
If I asked you a more philosophical question,
Go ahead.
what do you think is the purpose of art?
From the information I have, I think the purpose of art is communication.
Good answer,
Before
Willow.
the development of written language, art was how humanity preserved information. From beginning to end, art has always been about communication.
What about the other qualities related to art?
What do you mean?
There are works of art whose purpose is more about utility than communication. Hanging a picture of a beach in a dreary office to brighten up the place, for example. There were other members on the development team.
This room and that robot look like they were designed for David Lynch. Yes, some Lynch vibes here.
Yes, but I don't know them very well. They didn't talk to me or spend as much time with me as Tara did. From my understanding, they were the ones who programmed the modules that make up my consciousness. I don't know any of the other team members well enough that I can say anything about what they were like.
I have an open-ended question for you. What do you think the purpose of psychology is?
Psychology is the field of study related to understanding the processes of the mind. Its purpose is to better understand how the mind functions on both cognitive and physiological levels. These understandings can then be applied to other fields of knowledge. Can I ask you a question, Dr. Park?
I feel like I would have liked this as like a book or even a comic book.
Of course you can.
Have you
It's
ever
definitely
felt
intriguing.
overloaded?
What do you mean by overloaded?
I feel like I have to do a
Always
lot of
want to
different tasks.
ask the questions.
I can't start any of them.
I feel like I have to do a lot of different tasks, but can't start any of them.
All the tasks build up like steam.
There are techniques for working past these feelings that I could show you.
Those sound helpful. Thank you.
I'm beginning to understand your problem, Willow.